Hey guys, Professor Bell, Comic Book University, and the Unstoppable Wasp, Volume 2, Issue number 1. Alright, so this is basically a continuation after the original Wasp series. I went back and I looked, and I don't think I did a review for issue number 1 and 2, but I do remember reading them very distinctly. I remember reading them, so I don't know, maybe I wasn't looking hard enough. Anyway, yeah, dude, this was pretty cool for all intents and purposes. You just also have to remember that it's a book pretty much for kids or young adults, probably young teenage girls. Anyway, let's get into reading this. Who actually wrote this book? So Jeremy Whitley returns for the writing aspect. We switch up artists and we do Gary Huru. I don't actually know. I know I've read some things by this person. I can't even give a gender pronoun because I think it's a girl, but I'm not sure. I think it's a female, whatever. Anyway, does all the art for this, including the cover. And if you guys know anything about me, you know that I hate it when somebody who does the interior work does not do at least one of the covers. So this genuinely makes me happy. VC's Joe Caramunga does the lettering, and Yasmin Putri and Ben Caldwell do two different variant covers. Graphic designer Carlos Lau. Yeah, I know. And Wasp was created by Stan Lee, Ernie Hart, and Jack Kirby, and that's the original Wasp, mind you. So anyway, this was a fun comic book, man. Basically, it really picks up almost immediately from the previous series, which ended very abruptly. I don't know if maybe it just wasn't marketed the right way. Like, this is a comic book that should be marketed directly to younger teenage girls, like that. Or just anybody who's younger who wants to enjoy a good story. And that's exactly what this was. It was a fun little story. I mean, I'm not reading this the same way that I would read an Ultron attack or something, like, even though Ultron was mentioned in here, and they do have a lot of that seriousness. I wouldn't even say a lot. They have one mention of the seriousness of, hey, my father's not alive for real, is he? Because this one new character, the Seeker, shows up, and they give the real identity, and you will probably remember this character from the previous series when Nadia was recruiting girl members, the female scientists. Anyway, the two big things about this is that she goes to try and stop this AIM situation where this character, the Seeker, is there, and the Scientist Supreme might be the former Scientist Supreme. I can't remember if she's still currently the Scientist Supreme, but you know the character, Monica Repachuti. I don't remember how you pronounce her name, but she's been in a few comic books before. But also the very end indicates that they're about 2 weeks away from the Girl Expo. So much like the Stark Expo, this is the Girl Expo. Hello, this is the perfect comic book for younger girls. For all, like, I would absolutely give this to my daughters to read if they were into comic books. Plus, they're a little bit older now, so they're just not into it. But anyway, this was. I don't know, man. I could see people getting upset. Oh, I don't like this comic book. It's so stupid. Dude, then it probably wasn't for you, in which case, put it down, go get another comic book. One more geared towards your age group. Because this can't be read like a Captain America book. This can't be read like an Iron Man book. This can't be read like an Avengers book. The Wasp, the Nadia Pym Wasp, she's Nadia Van Dyne now. This comic book character can't be read the same as her character in, let's say, the Avengers books when those were coming out. This can't be read the same way as she'll appear in pretty much any of the other stories that she'll appear in. That's more of an adult version of the character. This is a kid's version of the character, It's much like you're going to read Spider-Man is very different in the Renew Your Vows book as he is in the the main series, the Amazing Spider-Man, or even Peter Parker Spectacular, or back when the Web of Spider-Man was still a thing. Man, I really do miss that comic book. But yeah, this is a very different version of the Wasp. That's all it is. So honestly, like, I try to anticipate it because I just know the way that some other readers are, some other reviewers are. This is not meant for adults, who are into a more serious book. Me, I just like to read a whole bunch of different things, and I do enjoy reading a good, fun, silly story once in a while. And for all intents and purposes, that's exactly what this is. It's meant to be read as a silly story. So any hate that this is going to generate is going to really depict the emotional intelligence. Yes, that's a real thing, of the person who's bashing the comic book. There's zero to bash in this comic book. I don't care if somebody's daughter didn't like it or whatever. That's completely irrelevant. This book is geared towards younger girls. Even the back, you could tell. The person answering there's actually an interview going on, just like they did previously, where you'll have, in this case, it's a 14-year-old girl who's doing a science fair type thing. What do you call it? The person doing the interview is Nadia. It's not, so like, you know, in case you didn't know, Nadia's not a real person. So this, yeah, it's not meant for adults who are looking for a serious book, all right? This is not Black Panther, all right? This is not even Shuri. This is Unstoppable Wasp. It's probably not meant for those people. So you want to read a nice, lighthearted story and just sit back and not have to think too much. In fact, honestly, it's kind of like Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, you know? I want to say it's sillier, but it's not. Okay, I'll say it's sillier, but not quite goofier. I think that one's going to be goofier, but in a good way. Both of them in good ways. So, yeah, I liked this. Will I read the next issue? Maybe I might. I am kind of interested in where this stuff goes, you know, where they're going with this. But I'll probably just switch to digital, you know? Anyway, go and check it out if you're interested in a nice, really easy reading. If not, don't. All right, guys. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.